Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to the NASCAR 2022 flight series. We're on our way here from the Pocono race to the race at Indy, in Indianapolis, that famed speedway. So it's going to be a little bit short as far as a direct flight, 492 nautical miles. I'm sure we're going to exceed 500 given the fact we'll follow airways and so forth and so on. So two larger airports, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 737 at this point. We haven't done that in this series in a while, so that should be pretty entertaining. I'm hoping, at least for me. And I'm going to try to use the full contingent of add-ons, but if they start giving me any kind of trouble, I'm not going to sit there and fight them. So that will include FSLTL. Haven't loaded any of these yet. FSLTL, self-loading cargo, and beyond ATC. Okay, and unfortunately with self-loading cargo, it looks like I don't think our characters have reset if they're going to for the month yet. So my guess is we're going to have the standard voices, which is fine. I mean, they work fine. But just making you aware, we won't have the captain and the flight crew that I've had before most recently. Alright, so I don't often kind of go through the setup process, but it's been a bit, so I'm going to include that this time. So we're pulling things from SimBrief. We're going to set the payload. We're going to set the fuel. That's going to move us along here. I'm going to go ahead and start the flight in self-loading cargo. Alright, and at this point, we should be pretty good shape here.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. How are you this morning?
Hi there, we're fine, thanks.
Great. We're just getting ready for departure. Once the jetway is connected, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding starts.
Okay, no problem. If you give me a couple of minutes, I'll see if I can get ground to attach one for you.
Thanks.
Okay, so it's requesting the route at this point. Okay, we're going to load. And I'm going to go ahead and get GSX to start boarding. I think, yeah, I've got to get rid of the things. Let's see. Let's get our seatbelt on so that we don't have any problem there. And then we're going to activate the flight plan. But I need to go here to FS Actions, Ground Services, and I need to remove the stairs, I think. Alright, let's see. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I need to, yes, I need to interrupt pushback. I need to request boarding is what I need to do. There we go. Because that is what we are doing right now. Okay. So that was what I needed. Now let's go back. We'll go forward with the rest of our loading. We need to get performance data loaded. Alright, so let's see what we have happening. Alright, so we've got ground crew.
Go ahead.
Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please.
Clear enough, 4 out of 5.
Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading.
Roger!
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Captain. How are you?
Hi there, I'm very well, thanks.
Great. We're just preparing the cabin for the passengers. Once the jetway is connected, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding begins.
Alright, set flaps
Thanks.
to 5. Then we're going to do departure. So they should be moving the door. Okay, we're leaving on runway 22, AVP8. Alright, so GSX doesn't always, you know, kind of stay in line, obviously. So it's already boarding, even though our crew doesn't think they are boarding. So I'm hoping that this will sync up soon. If not, sometimes we've got to play around with things. So, and then we're going to be on 23 right. We're going to be on Sync P2 with the Rinty and then Racing. That should do it. Alright, so I think we're good. So we should be hearing from the crew shortly, I would think. But let me make sure that's all set. In the meantime, I do need
All
to...
stations. We're about to start boarding.
Cockpit to ground.
So I need to tell them I'm starting the APU.
Go ahead. We're starting the APU. Please stand by as we'll be disconnecting from ground power shortly. Roger.
Okay, I'm going to turn that on. We're going to go. And then they're
Hello.
going to be ready.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that the passengers have started boarding.
Thank you.
Alright. So we're all set. Departure should be in about 31 minutes. Alright. We're going to get all our window heaters set. We're going to see, right now it has our cruise altitude at 16,000, which seems a little ridiculous, but let's see.
Ground to cockpit.
Alright. Let's
Go
see.
ahead. Speed startup seems good. Nothing to report.
Alright, so I don't want to hit disconnect GPU yet because I don't yet, there we go. Like I don't yet have the APU running, so now we
We're
can
off the ground
disconnect.
power, so feel free to disconnect. Ground to cockpit.
Welcome
Go ahead.
aboard this Walker
Hi, Captain.
Air
Just a quick
Transport
update to
service.
let you know that we
Please
started
be
loading.
sure to place
We'll
your
contact you
bags
again
either
when
in
it's
the
ready.
overhead compartment or
Roger.
in the seat in front
Roger.
of you.
Alright,
We should
so
be
it
on our
seems
way
to
soon,
have
so
set
make
the,
sure to fasten your seatbelt and move your seat to its
Ground power
upright
has been
position. Thank you.
Roger.
it seems to have gone away from the AI voices that it started with. I knew I was tight on characters, so not unexpected that we would be there. Alright. So, yeah, the flight level, I didn't realize SimBrief somehow set me at a ridiculously low 16,000 feet, but obviously we'll probably be changing that. Alright, we're not seeing any discontinuities, so that's good. Let me take a look here. So I want to clear this. Whoops. So we're going to want to go there. But yeah, I want to make sure that that's accurate. Yeah. Because with the AVP, that should work there. Let's see, does that look better? Yeah, it looks a little bit better. So I think we're okay there. Gonna set our takeoff there. We'll get our flight directors turned on, arm our thrusters, leave that set until we get something from air traffic. Should be able to get VNAV and LNAV, so those are lighting up there. Again, we want our flaps at 5, so we're going to get that set. Have not fired up beyond ATC yet. We're going to go ahead and try that. Alright, it is connecting up. Actually loading pretty quickly, so that is good. Alright, we'll get the master caution cleared. Just make sure. I think everything. Alright, we need to get the pack set to off. Bleed on so that we can start the engines, get the hydraulic pumps operating on electric power. Alright. So, let me get ATIS.
2.18. Altimeter tree 012. Landing and departing runway 22. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Airport information Sierra. 1210 Zulu. Wind 240 at 4.
Alright, pretty light wind.
7. Few clouds at 2,500. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.18.
What's the altimeter?
Altimeter tree 012.
Alright,
Landing and departing
3012.
runway 22. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial
Hello?
contact. You have information
Okay,
Sierra.
we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total souls count.
Wilkes-Barre Scranton
Plus
Airport
yourselves, of
information
course.
Sierra.
Thank you.
1210
Looks like we're
Zulu.
all set to go whenever you're ready.
Wind 240 at 4.
Alright, so we've gotten the load sheet. We're going to finally talk
Go
to
ahead.
ground. I'm sure they're going to tell us that.
Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We'll contact you once the aircraft is closed up, then we'll get you moving. Roger.
Alright, let's see.
Excellent. I'll instruct ground that we're ready to remove the jetway, and you can go ahead and close the doors.
Alright, so I'm assuming... Alright, that will get going. They'll start closing up. Let's request our clearance. Wilkes-Barre ground. Request IFR clearance to Indianapolis, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, Wilkes-Barre ground. Cleared to Indianapolis Airport. Radar vectors Diano then as filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 240, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.3. Squawk 4116.
Alright, so we're going to set ourselves to 5,000. Wilkes-Barre cleared to Indianapolis Airport. Radar vectors Diano, then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 24010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.3. Squawk 4116. Walker 4021. Alright, let's get ourselves set.
Walker 4021, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Contact for pushback and engine start, Walker 4021. Alright, we're going to do that. We'll get ourselves transponding. So we have the correct squawk code. We're all set there. We're set to our flaps. Just making sure everything is good. Departure's technically 23 minutes away, but you know, we may get going a little bit early here. We'll see. So we're going to go ahead. Request push and start, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, Wilkes-Barre ground. Pushback approved. Face east.
Alright, so let me... I didn't do my welcome.
Good morning from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this morning's flight to Indianapolis.
We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit and thought we'd say hello while we finish entering the data into the flight computers.
Walker 4021.
We hope to depart very shortly.
Interesting
We're not
how it's
expecting any delay.
switching.
Engine start approved.
The cabin crew will start securing the cabin once the aircraft has pushed back from the stand. As we make our way to
Push
the
back
departure
east,
runway,
Walker
please make sure you're
4021.
seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft. The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favorable, so we
Excuse me?
expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes. If you could get yourself seated and secured in the meantime, we'll be able to make a departure as soon as everything is ready. Thank you very much for flying with us, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
Alright, why is the pushback not working? Come on. Oh, I see. We've got to get the ground power unit off. So let me go do that. That's a manual thing usually. So FS actions, ground services, ground power release. So we'll get that disconnected. Now we can see, whoops, and then we want to get the chocks removed. So there we go. They're pulling fully back so that we're clear. So things are shaping up a little bit better there for what we'd expect. Just walking over to get the pins set, and then they'll be getting ready to move us in a bit. So let me take a peek at the map if I want to... Okay, so I want my nose... I want my tail to the right, is what I'm going to want. And then we'll kind of be facing east. This is going to be interesting what kind of pushback we have. Let's see. Alright, nothing on the PA. Alright, there goes the door.
Go ahead.
I have not started my tracking, so I do need to do that. Hopefully that won't cause a problem. Alright, it's all good. Alright, so ground is calling about pushback. Okay. So, tail right.
Toes attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback.
Alright, I need to release my parking brake.
All stations, please arm doors.
There we go. And now we can commence all engines start.
Parking brake is off. We're ready to go. Okay, Captain. We clear the stand, and you're free to start engine. Starting engine 2. Roger.
Alright, so let's start doing that. Alright, we're at 24,000, so I'm glad they did clear us to something realistic there. But then let me make sure that I have this set, because that will obviously change everything else. So it's going to recalculate all of that. But we should be fine. We should have, I assume, enough fuel. Yeah, we needed like 16,000 is what it had said. Alright, so we should have that. We can get fuel flow to our engine. Whoop. We went through something there. Oh, another plane. Always good. Oh yeah, they are pushing us back very, very strangely. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there is a taxiway a ways back. This is kind of a rounded gate. It's a little odd. So basically, I think that's the taxiway, and so we'll see. I want to make sure it doesn't put us into the grass, so I'm gonna try to be careful. So I'm probably gonna, let's do that. Let's just complete it there. Alright, let me go back to getting my engines going. I have to start engine one.
Roger.
Alright, and then I need to set my parking brake, as it said. So,
The brake is on.
Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the turn.
okay. So, as long as this starts, the N, I think it's N1, starts going up. Actually, that's N1 up there, but yeah, we're good here. So, when it asks for good engine start, we'll be fine. Okay, transponder check, everything is good. So I think I might have a decent self-loading cargo score. Alright, we're going to confirm good engine start. Getting lowered, so you can see unlocking gear while they're doing that. We've got all of that set. We're set to 5,000. Almost looked like we fell into the ground. Yeah, we did a little bit, I think. So that is also why it's important. A lot of people recommend just not having collisions on. It's taken him a while to get free there, but I think he's finally okay. So in the meantime, let's get this set to a further range, because that'll give us a little bit more view.
Looks like a good startup on all engines until it's disconnected. Nose wheel is free, so you're good to go. We'll get ourselves disconnected now, so have a safe flight. Look out for the pin on the left, and we'll see you next time.
Alright.
Thanks very much. Pin on the left, and we'll see you again soon.
Request taxi to runway Walker 4021.
Walker 4021. Runway 22 taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway 10.
Welcome on board this Walker Air Transport flight.
Runway 22, taxi via Alpha. Hold short 10, Walker 4021.
Please make sure your bags are either in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. It's important to fasten your seatbelt, even when the sign is off, in case we pass through unexpected turbulence.
So we're gonna
During taxi,
release our
takeoff,
brake.
and landing, please fasten your
Turn on our taxi light.
seat is in the upright position.
Everything else, I think,
In case of depressurization,
should be okay. We don't need the logo light. It's daytime. We do want to switch our power, and then we can turn off our APU. But at this point, we should be good to go. So, whoops, probably a little higher than I wanted. There we go. Movement's always important. It's always that waiting point in the beginning. Alright, so far everybody's happy in the cabin. We've got one drink service and one meal service. Not sure that I'll include the whole flight here in this episode. Again, 500 nautical miles is a ways. In this plane, it's going to be about an hour and a half is what I'm getting reported. Alright, so let's see. So we are actually not quite where we want to be. So let's see. I think this will get us where we need to be. I'm looking at my map.
Walker 4021. Cross runway 10 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha.
Why am I not turning better? Alright, I'm gonna have to acknowledge that.
Cross runway 10 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha, Walker 4021.
That's interesting. I did not tell it to auto-respond, but I wonder if you don't respond after a certain point, if they've added some sort of fail-safe. Alright, well, I guess this is Alpha. It was taking me somewhere different, which is interesting. But, yeah, because at 30%, it should be pretty good. Alright, so but it's given me the crossing already, so we'll take that, and then we should be, according to this, turning, and then I think we're crossing over at that point. So yeah, we're gonna follow this over here. For some reason the rudder's being a little less responsive than I would like. Hopefully that will change. Probably needs a little bit of speed, but alright, so now we got flight attendants.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's seated and secured for takeoff.
You can take your seats now. We're almost ready.
No problem.
Alright, so we are going to have to wait for them to secure the cabin.
All stations, please be seated for takeoff.
Alright, so we've crossed runway 10. And then really, I think it's just not very far up here to get where we need to. And then again with runway 22.
Contact Wilkes-Barre Tower 120.1.
120.1, Walker 4021. Alright, so it wants us here. In theory, it's having us go down there, but I don't know that I need to. Because I think it's going to be a bit challenging if I do that. So, I mean, I'll take a little bit stronger of an angle here. But obviously there isn't, you know, it's not like we're going to gain so much extra space. Wilkes-Barre Tower, Walker 4021, request departure.
Walker 4021, backtrack runway 22. Call when ready for departure.
Is it really going to make me do that? Call when ready for departure, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, negative, backtrack runway 22.
Backtrack runway 22, Walker 4021. Sorry, I realized I had my microphone off. It's telling me to backtrack, as you heard. Request departure, Walker 4021. Let's see if it makes us...
Walker 4021, Wilkes-Barre Tower, wind 240 at 4, fly heading 220, runway 22, cleared for takeoff.
So yeah, I'm not sure how long you've not been hearing me. I've been having a bit of coughing going on, so I apologize for that. Alright, so we do only have a 7,000 foot runway. This is the 700 series, so it requires a little bit less takeoff space, but it's still not nothing.
Wilkes-Barre Tower, wind 240 at 4, fly heading 220, runway 22, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 22, Walker 4021. Alright, so I am going to get things up here, and then we've got the engines, and we're gonna go toga, and We're gonna hope. So, alright. Should be fine at 130 is what we need.
100 knots.
So, that should kind of get us to the rotation speed. There we go. Alright. So not a ton of room to spare, but there we go. Alright, it took a little bit
Positive
to
rate.
get
Gear
going.
up.
So, whoops, I forgot to turn on my landing lights. I got flagged for that.
Walker
Darn it.
4021, contact Wilkes-Barre departure.
Alright, let's get this on. Should be good. 126.3, Walker 4021. Wilkes-Barre departure, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, Wilkes-Barre departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12,000, altimeter 3012.
Climb and maintain 12,000, altimeter 3012, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, turn right, heading 245.
Alright. Well, 245, Walker 4021. We'll acknowledge it, but we are technically not following it for a little bit. When we get to that point, we're going to turn a little bit, as you can see here. But at some point, we will then head, because we're going toward Diano. And that is probably, honestly, what I want to do here. So let me do that, and that'll get me closer to 245. It won't quite get me there, because once I got down to a certain point, I would have been there. Let me get my flaps up here. Alright, so a little bit of cloud cover here. Again, especially with bigger craft, I almost always fly with real weather, because usually the ILS can take care of it and we don't have to worry about it too much, things like that. Let me
Walker 4021, cleared direct Diano. Resume own navigation.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We're currently climbing up to our cruising altitude, so I thought I'd give you a quick update. We're making good progress towards our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned.
cleared
You'll
Diano,
next
Walker
hear from me just
4021.
before we start our descent. I'll be sure to keep you updated if anything
Cleared
changes,
direct
but in the
Diano.
meantime, please feel free to relax and take advantage of our
Cleared
onboard
direct
facilities.
Diano, Walker 4021.
Thank you.
Walker 4021, contact New York Center 134.45.
A little bit of a lot going on. I need to now clear my cabin crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten
Right.
seatbelt sign.
134.45, Walker 4021.
Be
Ladies and
aware
gentlemen,
as we might pass
the
through
captain has turned off the
unexpected
seatbelt sign,
turbulence.
so you are now free
Toilets
to
are
move around the
located in the
cabin.
front
However,
and on the
for your
back of this
safety, we
airplane.
do recommend
If
that
you
you remain
need any
seated with your belt
assistance,
fastened
don't
at all
hesitate to
times during the
ask.
flight.
New York Center,
Enjoy
Walker
your
4021. 11,000. Probably going to still ask for my altitude.
Walker 4021, say altitude.
11,000 feet, Walker 4021. Hopefully it'll clear me.
Walker 4021, New York Center. Climb and maintain flight level 240.
Flight level 240, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, contact New York Center 123.625.
123.625, Walker 4021. New York Center, Walker 4021, 13,000 feet.
Walker 4021, say altitude.
13,000, Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, New York Center, roger.
Alright, hopefully we'll be able to get to flight level before we gotta do anything else. Alright, so we should be all set. Can get this turned off. Let's go double check the panel, anything. Yeah, at this point we can turn off the landing lights because we're above 10,000. Gotta get these back because otherwise our pressure is going to be a problem. So hopefully we can get that all equalized before we start getting alarms. It might take a bit. We can see the pressure gauges going a little haywire, but I think we'll be okay. I noticed it a little bit quick enough. So yeah, I do apologize for the audio that I probably had a break in, at least while I was taxiing or whatever, so not the greatest experience, but things happen. I'm human. Alright, so we're coming up on Diano, and then we're basically on a flight path at that point because we were kind of vectored from the airport up to this point. Alright, so now we can switch to standard. And we should be good. And good news is, you know, ground speed's 371. So we are 8 minutes away from our drink service, 23 minutes away from food service, which I can see here on my self-loading cargo.
Contact New York Center 132.5.
132.5, Walker 4021. New York Center, Walker 4021, flight level 200.
Walker 4021, New York Center, roger.
Alright, so if I go take a peek here, right now my top of descent looks like it's at 1344. Again, we're still climbing and speeding up, but you can see that's over an hour away. So at this point I am going to step away now that we've gotten ourselves airborne and stabilized and everything's going. And we're going to start heading west across the country. So obviously we're going to go through PA here and you know, get over Ohio and then into Indy is, I believe, the path we'll be taking. And I will catch you when we're closer to descent. So I'll see you in a bit.
Cleveland Center, Walker 4021, good day. Flight level 240.
Alright, I'm popping in here because we can see
4021, Cleveland Center, roger.
we've got 1342 to descend.
Contact Cleveland Center.
My god, it just switched. Alright, so a lot of ATC going on in the meantime here.
Center 120.6.
So I've got to let my crew know here that we're descending in 30 minutes,
Cleveland
and
Center,
also
Walker 4021,
let the
good day.
passengers
Flight
know.
level 240.
Walker 4021, Cleveland Center, roger.
Just to let you know that there's around half an hour to go before we start descending.
No problem.
Alright, and then we're going to let our passengers know.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoying flying with us so far. We expect to be descending in around 30 minutes, so still a while to go yet. The arrival weather forecast looks a little windy, but other than a few bumps, it should be a fairly straightforward approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do start our descent, please make sure to listen carefully to any instructions from our cabin crew and pay special attention to the seatbelt sign. Thanks for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Alright, so we've still got the half hour to continue. You can see weather's pretty good. I did go ahead and kind of say, hey, it might be moderate. They're proceeding with meal service. So we are 73% done. They have 143 out of the 195. I think it's 195 or 165. No, 143 out of the 195 passengers done. So they'll probably be okay with the 30 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. But I will go ahead and hop back out and just keep flying. We're passing just south of Akron, Ohio right now, as we've made that announcement. So just to give you an idea of where we are. Alright, so we have begun our descent, but they have routed us around to another runway. So this creates a bit of an issue at times. You know, we're okay, we don't have any fuel issues, but basically they want us to come around the other way, probably because the wind changed. You know, it's at 8 knots, so anything, I think, over really 3, but certainly over 5, usually changes in airport operations if it's going to stay that way for a while. So I tried with Beyond ATC to request my initial 23 right. It told me it's not an active arrival runway, so you know, it's aware obviously of what is happening, and you know, so I did therefore get you know, a problem with the active you know, arrival time and so forth. But let me go ahead now and talk about, you know...
Good morning once again from the cockpit.
I'm going to say
we've begun our descent.
Arriving in 30 minutes.
We should be arriving in around 30 minutes, depending on local air traffic.
I think that's going to be wrong too, but at this point it doesn't really matter.
Once that happens, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated, and you will be required to stay seated and secured until after landing.
We've got the altimeter.
If you need to visit the toilet, it may be worth making your way towards one now.
So we're going to pass through that soon. Just to not forget, because unfortunately this took a little longer, so I've got again a little bit of an overlap in real world stuff. You know, but you know, we'll wait a little bit for seat belts. But yeah, unfortunately this turned in, so like I gave my announcement, but I didn't get cleared for the other runway till later, so that kind of creates that challenge with self-loading cargo, as you kind of, you know, maybe need to know. And you know, I guess I could have looked ahead of time and seen if something like that was pending, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm ready to go. So basically what I had to do then was get rid of my approach, or my approach, because there really isn't one at that point that makes sense. So there we go. So we're now on the altimeter, and we're good to go. And we'll see, you know, but the airport should basically be out in this direction. There it is. So you can see it right there. So not very far away. You know, it's telling me I'm 1 minute away, because technically, again, with the flight tracking, like, it's just checking direct directions. But you can see Kelly is 23 nautical miles away. I picked the farthest spot because, again, with a jet like this, it just ends up usually being a problem. So I am going to obviously decrease this, because otherwise we're going to have an issue. Just wondering if it's going to decrease.
Leave 1 of heading 245. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 05 left.
Alright, I'm letting, as I normally do.
Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 05 left.
I mean, we're
Walker 4021.
We're kind of heading that way. I'm assuming it's a waypoint we would have just gone over, but...
Walker 4021, turn right, heading tree 10, vectors for the approach.
So yeah, it's basically trying to bring me out a little further. I'm going to see how this... I don't know if it's going to create a loop or what it's doing. But yeah, I need to get myself slowed down here. So let me get my speed brake on. Whoops, I need to go that way. And we're gonna bring this up because we are getting close to 10,000.
Turn right, heading 330.
So you can see
Walker 4021.
We're kind of headed in a direction, but then yeah, it's a little sloppy the way this is drawn. So I'm not quite sure, so I may want to actually listen to what they're saying. So let's see. No, I wanna go. Oh boy, passengers are gonna hate this. But I want to basically swing myself out further, and then I will go direct, because otherwise I can't make the turn, is what is going on here. Let's see, what is my speed? Alright, so we're good there. I can now
Walker 4021,
update this.
Right, heading 255.
Turn right, heading 255. Walker 4021.
Actually, we want to arm the speed brakes. Alright, so if I turn right, heading 255, let's just yeah, see, I disagree. I'm gonna go ahead and just run myself there, and then again I can, let's see, because CVOC. Okay, so if I go, let's say if I put this there, so I'm gonna erase that. But as I get closer, alright, so we're going to want to prepare the cabin
crew,
for landing.
Please prepare the cabin for arrival.
So I think at this point we're close enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please make sure your seat is on its upright position.
All right.
And your seatbelt
So
is
now
fastened.
I'm gonna
Our crew will be
LNAV.
soon preparing the cabin for our arrival. Thank you
Whoop.
for your attention.
So it's not going to, let's see, can I turn that off? There we go. Why won't it? Do I have to maybe pick this again? So let's see what it does. In theory, it should turn. There we go. All right. So I should be in good shape with that. Hopefully we're not going to exceed banking or anything. I am going to start deploying some flaps. I'm going to get myself down to 240 here.
Walker 4021, turn left, heading 265.
Turn left, heading 265.
I don't know where
Walker
it's trying to
4021.
send me, but I'm not following the ATC directions, so because yeah, it's certainly problematic that way. All right. So we need to be above 5,000 at Sefok and then Wayne, which is 10 miles away. So I mean, I think we're in pretty good shape. We're going to want to go down. Once I kind of align here, we can put ourselves on the standard approach. So, okay, so it kind of overshot, but that's not abnormal. Now, this is interesting. What is it doing? Like, it is really screwing up here, I would say. Yeah, because this might even make me sick. I'm not normally motion sick, but yeah, that was a pretty bad autopilot type of thing. So I'm hoping it's now going to align now that it, is 10 miles out. Okay. So that appears a little bit better. Now I should be able to do the approach, and then as we get closer, we'll lock in and so forth. Okay, so let me just take a peek. All right, we should be at 210 here. So we're going to slow ourselves down, because then obviously we're going to continue. All right, I don't want to deploy flaps yet then. I want to get myself to 210, I'm sure. And then we can start to deploy those flaps. Whoops. So at this point, I just need to go down so that the glide slope picks up at some point and so forth. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's got the ILS, which is interesting, because it should. Yeah, I have ILS, but it's... Well, that's coming in. I guess it does have... I just don't... I'm not familiar with this ICOA 320 thing. So that's what's giving me a bit of pause. Alright. Just setting some things here. Alright, let's see what we've got. They should be secure, I assume. All right.
You can take your seats now. We're almost ready.
I'm guessing.
All stations, seats for landing, please.
All right. So now I should be able to deploy, go down further. So that's probably going to pull me down there. Alright, and we are now, well, we're 12 miles out. I think if I deploy the flaps anymore, I'm going to have to put my wheels down. But just making sure everything looks normal. We'll get our stop at the appropriate level there. Alright, down to just under 10. We've passed Wine. And then I think Stadium is, yeah, really the first kind of approach that we'd normally have. So I'm going to set myself at 3,000 because that's what I need to be. And then we'll end up intercepting the glide path is what should happen at that point. So that'll all be good. Now the haze here is a bit crazy, I'll tell you that. So yeah, we're not locking on to that. I am just, I'm thinking it's still something with my setting, and it might have been because I had to Approach, oh I see, approach VREF not set. So, yeah, I've got a few things that just kind of got botched a little bit, but that's alright. Okay. So it is not going to lock onto the glide slope. So I am going to need to kind of do my own descent here. Because we're going to have to catch things, which is not really what I want to be doing. I mean, because we're for, oh boy. I'm not sure that I can do this. This might be really, really bad. Let's see. I'm gonna try because I'm desperate and I think I can do it. So let's see. I am going to auto throttle this. Yeah, this. I'm probably going to regret this. I'm probably going to have to redo this flight, but we're going to see. My passengers are going to hate this, but oh, I don't have gear. Ooh, well now I have to go around. So, let's go around. Yeah, that was bad. Alright, so we're gonna auto throttle.
Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
So.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Now I have a problem in... Alright, so... we're kind of doing the go around and so forth, but yeah. But we didn't crash. So that's the most important thing, although we really did fly very poorly, let's be honest. Alright. So... let's get ourselves there. We're going to want LNAV. Probably VNAV too. Alright. Goodness gracious. Alright. Now what I need to do, so let me get myself to, whoops, to 3,000. Let's see. Why is this, oh, this is like too low. Alright, is it... okay, I think it's finally got things, maybe? No, it's sinking. So I need vertical speed and I need to go, whoops, I need to go up. Up, 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 up. Come on. This is just ignoring me. Oh boy. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to save this, to be honest. Because no, Alright, it's speeding up. That is good. But I need... Because, yeah, I am nowhere near where I need to be. Because what I'm trying to do is get myself to the point where I can then basically autopilot my way back.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Alright, so the challenge is I need to get myself to Kelly. Whoops, am I going to? Oh boy, I am. Alright, let me see where I'm at because I'm causing a real problem. You know what? Let me do altitude hold. Can I do that?
Glide slow.
Okay, is this going to hold or not?
Glide slow.
Okay, because what I need to be able to do is get Kelly in here.
Glide slow.
Oh God, how do I know where I'm at? Okay, what about Wayne? W-A-A-Y-N. Okay. So we're going to execute Kelly. Alright. And now I'm going to do W. So let's see. Departure. ILS. Kelly. Execute. There we go. So now, if I go here, and I want to go next page, and I want to go direct. Let's see. Because my problem is we're using. So if I want to go Wayne, previous, here, execute. So we're using a reserve fuel. All right. So let's see what it's going to do now. Because basically I want to get myself to 3,000. So let's see if I can have it do that. And it's probably going to put itself at 5.
21, turn right, heading 220.
Turn right, heading 220, Walker 4021.
I really only have one more shot. I may frickin' not even have a shot, but I should. We've only got 5 miles, but I mean, we're down to very little fuel. Alright, so at this point we're going to speed intervene. Going to get ourselves down to 210. That should, again, also conserve a bit of fuel.
Walker 4021, turn right, heading 230.
Okay.
Turn right, heading 230, Walker 4021.
Because at this point I'm 12, you know, I'm still heading away from the airport, so I've just exceeded 13 nautical miles. Okay, there we go. So now we're turning. Let's see if and when we catch anything. Like, it's at least a different thing here, but yeah, so like this at least seems hopeful, because now I've got a reading. I don't have my chart. I don't have time to worry. I'm gonna have to either land it manually or it's gonna work. So okay, so it's dropping. Probably because we've passed the 5,000 and then we're able to go to the 3, but we should be aligning. And if we don't lock on, you know, then I'm just going to have to consider that I'm going to have to take it from here and just go. But yeah, I don't think it's going to do what I need, so I'm going to get myself down to 2,000. And we'll just let it kind of do its thing. Alright, so now we're going to start slowing down. We're going to get ourselves down to like 170. Alright, so I need vertical speed. Because again, now I'm 7 miles out. I don't understand. Alright, and I need to get myself, say, down to 150. Okay, where is... I mean, I'm lined up. But where is the runway? I mean, I am 6 miles away, so that may be part of the challenge here. Alright, there's the runway. I see the lights. So I think we're good. Alright. Alright. So I've got my flaps, I've got my wheels down. I'm probably a little low, because we're still 4 miles out. But that is going to close really, really fast. Alright, this is way better than what we had. Alright, 500 feet. God, this still feels way off. Ooh, this is a bit nerve-wracking.
300. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Yeah, probably in theory a bit low, but that's okay. We're at the right runway. That's always a good sign.
50. 30. 20. 10.
All right. So we'll get the reversers on, the reverse thrusters. And hopefully we'll be good. Oof. Not exactly what I wanted.
We have reached our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft is parked.
So we lost beyond ATC.
Please be careful while opening the overhead compartment, as items might had fall during the flight. Our staff will help you complete your walker journey, and if you need any help,
so we're just gonna head over here and park where these other planes are.
Thank you so much for choosing flying with Walker Air Transport. We hope to see you again soon and wish you a pleasant stay. Thank you.
So certainly not great. But it was all right. Now, wow, the vertical speed ended up pretty high. Well, I don't know. It says 488 on the landing monitor, but it says 297 in the tracker, which is the one that's going to count. So, alright, so let's...
Cabin crew, please disarm doors.
And we shall turn this off. We should be good.
Please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Once that happens, we will start.
Yeah, SLC got me at negative 297. So overall, that wasn't too bad. You just end up getting floats, is what happens, and that's just never good. All right.
Go ahead.
Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please.
Crystal clear. 5 out of 5.
Roger. Okay, Captain. Ground power is available. Stand by. We'll start getting you offloaded in a couple of minutes.
Roger.
All right.
Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure. The stairs are connecting. Start deboarding once ready.
So let's go to the menu. Ground services. We want to set those. Request ground power, which we're already getting. And then we're going stairs. And we're going to request stairs. And I assume, okay. Alright, so everything is coming with regard to that. So there we go. So we should be pretty good. We should be set. So a little bit of a harrowing journey, but we made it. So I suppose we should take that as a victory, right? So let's see. They should be opening the door on their own here in a bit. There we go. So I'm just not even trying GSX. I'm just letting it do its thing. And then...
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you don't forget any items on this plane. If you need any help, our staff will be
so
punctual.
we'll do thanks for flying with us.
I'd like to wish you a safe onward journey and hope you enjoyed your flight today. Thanks for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
So, we're all done. I'll get set. This has definitely been a little longer than I was intending, because I wasn't expecting all the excitement. But hey, once in a while, we've got to show we can fly, right? So, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have and haven't dropped a like, please consider that. If you are not a subscriber yet, please consider that. And I will see you next time.